Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Play Manamon Part 33. I'm Mariah, and it's a great day for a 44k Let's Play. I am so sorry, first of all. It's been quite the bit of time since I've recorded one of these, and also I'm on different equipment for the time being. I've been traveling. Life's been pretty crazy, but like what with the pandemic and everything, but I'm back now. And we're back with more Manamon. Just for a refresher,
Party. View your party. Mitaras.
we have this guy.
My Taurus.
Mitaras has 190.
That's not what I
Mitaras is
wanted.
level 57. Kangakan.
Kanga-chan.
Kangakan is level 57. Viprolt.
Viprolt.
Viprolt is level 56. Lenater.
Leonatar.
Lenater is level 60. Ghost Lenater.
We have this guy.
Ghost Lenater is level 54. Wolfsire.
Wolfsire.
Wolfsire is level 54.
We have a party here.
Select an option. Party.
Pretty good party. If you remember in the last video, we came to the second picture puzzle. I've done it already. It's exactly like the first one. You need to match what you see in the picture. This is a Let's Play, not a complete walkthrough, so good luck figuring that one out, because that one's a little harder. Same concept, though. Once we've done that, we're going to go through this door. What in the...
The Heart of Requiem. The Heart of Requiem was figurative, not literal.
Sure. Sounds literal to me. Hear that heartbeat?
I had traveled to the edge of the world to find this small, tormented creature, the Heart of Requiem. What the hell has he done to you? I gasped in an awed whisper.
It's an Artisil.
The Manamon was Artisul.
Yes, it is.
The giant, white-bodied, brown-faced hedgehog was wired into a machine. I realized something important at that moment. This was no longer a painting brought to life. This room was the nexus that physically separated the world of reality from Augma's sick-living necropolis.
Disgusting. It's tantamount to Manamon abuse. It really is, actually.
This was a real Artisul. Artisul, a Manamon whose mere existence is to create art. It was the perfect battery for this machine. The Omylus Ruby could not power this machine. It could merely amplify Artisul's natural abilities. You poor tortured soul. I gasped. I reached out a hand to comfort the poor creature. It tensed up, and a blast of 300 volts surged up my arm.
Ow!
I shouted, swore, and jerked my hand back. Artisul hadn't shocked me. It was the machine. Is that kind of electricity constantly surging through Artisul's body? Tears came to my eyes, but not from the pain. Tears for the moral impossibility of the situation. A father who loved his daughter too much. Who could torture another being, take its life away utterly, to preserve a fake memory of a girl who was killed in the prime of her life, at the highest point in any tamer's life.
This is depressing. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is not one of my favorite scenes. Like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay with this.
I'm going to rescue you, I whispered to the Artisul.
Not even
I don't know how much you can understand me, if you can at all, but I will rescue you. This is one of two machines the Artisul is bound to. I must have something with me I could use to destroy these machines.
And
Select
in
an
fact, I
option.
do.
Inventory. Items.
So we go
Daedalus
into
dust.
inventory.
4. Cans.
Where is it?
Silver. Other items. Taming license. Ice shoe. Underground. Catap. Black matter. Pocket cop. Swim gear. MS drop. Rope. Demon key. Thermos. Item. Thermos. Select the app. Set as. Use. Well, there is a lot of water in here.
Let's do it.
It seems like a bit of a risk to the Artisul though. Well, needs must.
Greatest noise ever.
Other items. Thermos. Select. Set. Use. Well, there. It seems. Well. You're free. I whispered. The world started to shake and fade in and out. There was no sound, no motion, purely a visual occurrence. Augma's voice rang out through the room. You have destroyed it, Mariah.
Yes, I did.
You've killed my daughter a second time.
Freaking Manamon abuser. Oh, what? Oh my god. Okay, so we just...
Augma, I was really proud of you out there. Andromeda, I'm so glad you came to watch me, Daddy.
Daddy.
Augma, it is every father's wish that their daughter becomes the master when she leaves on her journey.
Really? Okay.
But we all know it probably isn't going to happen.
Sorry about the mic handling, guys.
I am so unbelievably proud of you, Andy. Augma hugs Andromeda. Augma, they're waiting for you, you know. This isn't just your day, it is all of Kyre's day. You're going to have to give some interviews now. Andromeda, but I'm tired. Can't I? Augma, you'll have all the time in the world to rest.
Oh,
But
can I
right now,
rest? Sorry.
you're a hero, the idol of the whole country. Don't let them down.
So, I think this is like a... We're just moving through and we just see different memories, I think. I don't know what this is. This is one thing I don't really understand about the game. Is we have these little sequences where we can move. We just don't know what's happening. There's no noise, there's no anything. And so we don't know... Is this like a...
Augma, mind if Daddy runs off and grabs a hot dog? Andromeda, I was about to go surfing. Augma, what? The Manamon master has to wait to surf until her daddy gets back from the food stand? Andromeda playfully punches Augma. Andromeda, Dad. I want you to watch. Augma, I'll hurry back, Cupcake. Andromeda, don't call me that.
Yeah, it's like... I understand the whole memory thing, but like, there's no footsteps, there's no... You're just moving.
Augma, look. Andromeda, ice cream. Augma, it looked really good. I thought you'd like to have one. The ice cream is dripping onto Augma's arm. Augma makes a disgusted sound. Andromeda, thank you. I prefer my ice cream mostly melted. Augma, I'm sorry, Andy. You are having a good time though, aren't you? Andromeda, yeah. I really missed you while I was traveling. She slurps on her ice cream.
Yeah, like, there's no... Is it like, is there an order in these memories going? I don't know.
Augma, I got you some napkins for the ice cream. Andromeda, thanks. I'm all sticky. She whips off her hands.
Whips? She whips. She whips off her hands. Pro tip, check your, stuff. Like, check your, stuff before you, yeah.
Would you throw these away for me? The waves are calling my name. Augma, of course. She runs off down the beach to grab a surfboard. Augma, you left your manonettes. Andromeda, look after them, Dad. Man, you must be really proud of your daughter. Augma, more proud than you can imagine. Man, I remember when my son became Manamon Master. The stress was about more than he could take. It's hard for them when they're that young. We Kiarians really ask a lot of our children, don't we? Augma, it is a beautiful culture. It built... Man, there she goes. Look at her, about as good of a surfer as a tamer it looks like to me. Augma smiles lovingly. Thunder crashes, followed by a downpour out of nowhere. Woman, everybody, get out of the water, it isn't safe. More thunder. Augma, the weather in Kyre is very unpredictable. Man, look. Augma, Andy. Andromeda, Daddy. Man, her surfboard's being washed away. Andromeda, help. I can't swim like this. I can't breathe. Augma, Andy. Augma splashes into the water. Augma, I can't see her. Where the Andy? Andy. Woman, she went under over there. Augma, where are the lifeguards?
Okay, so morbid curiosity thing. You know, she's like, look after my Menonets, Dad, blah, blah, blah. The Manamon that he fights with, are those hers?
Augma, Andromeda. My sweet angel. Andy, can you hear me? Silence. You're still alive out there. I know you are. Silence. This shell they pulled from the water, it isn't you.
Isn't there, like, denial is one of the stages of grief?
It can't be you. You were so happy. You had your whole life. Augma's voice breaks. I thought I would go insane when everything happened with your mother. I thought I hated everything and everyone. But I had you, and she didn't. She didn't even get to see you anymore. I love you, Andy. You can't be gone. I won't accept it. I will never accept it, and to hell with all the bastards that tell me to move on. I won't move on. Ever. Not until you are in my arms again.
Wow.
I promise, when I get you back, you'll have kingdoms, castles, servants, anything and everything you want.
Ugh, this is... So what, do we just move around, like... Can we, do something now? There's nothing happening, and it's really bothering me.
Andromeda, Daddy? Augma, yes, honey? Andromeda. Augma, nonsense.
Oh,
Every
fuck.
kid goes on a Manamon journey, and almost
she said
nobody
she didn't
has
wanna
ever
go.
died doing it.
Or she said she didn't want to die.
Andromeda, I just can't shake this feeling.
Sorry guys, I didn't mean to skip that text.
Augma hugs Andromeda and gives her a peck on the forehead. Your Manamon will protect you. Trust me, this will be the best time of your life. It really helped me grow up when I was your age. Andromeda, Dad? Augma, yes, hon? Andromeda, if something were to happen to me. Augma, nothing's going to happen to you. Andromeda, but still. If it does, will you promise me something? Augma, anything, sweetheart. Andromeda, do you love me? Do you really mean it when you say I'm beautiful? Augma, of course. Andromeda, then if I die, please, make the world as beautiful as you think I am. There's been a lot of war in this country, a lot of pain and a lot of suffering over nothing. You're an artist. Make the world as beautiful as yourself, a sunset painting. Augma, I will, sweetie. But you'll be fine. You're going to have the time of your life.
Whoa!
The world is beginning to fall apart. A hole has opened in this room that conveniently returns you to Requiem, and you can travel to and from Requiem with this hole if you need to go back for supplies. I can't believe Andy would do that to me. Augma appeared, ranting under his breath. And you? He shouted. You killed her again. She was already dead. I yelled. The entirety of this world is collapsing now you've unhooked it from Artisul. Augma said, moving dangerously close to me. Good. I said defiantly. I can still fix this. He said, speaking quickly under his breath. I've just got to kill Mariah finally, and then I could rig up a temporary connector to get Artisul's energy flowing back into the supercomputer again. She's not done permanent damage yet, I could fix everything in a couple of hours top. But you said Andromeda is dead. I said,
Yeah, you did.
no, no, she's alive. Augma said, still speaking more quickly than was natural. You've killed her if I can't clean up your mess. She's got until the entirety of this world collapses. She was created first. But I don't have much time. Hathrillian, come to me. Augma shouted, his voice reverberating unnaturally, as if he were at the top of a mountain. What makes you think Hathrillian will obey you? I asked. It saved me before, its allegiance is hardly to you.
Very true.
We are in my world now, Mariah. Augma sneered. Hathrillian will bend to the will of its creator in its home world where I am all-powerful.
Great sound design, guys. Fantastic.
Do you remember me, Hathrillian? I whispered timidly. Hathrillian seemed even more imposing and powerful with a glare upon its face. It looked at me with disgust. It's over for you, Mariah. Augma purred softly. You came so close to stopping me. But now, you die.
Last resort protocol, kids.
Hathrillian's once kindly, innocent eyes are now filled with hatred and murder as it prepares to attack. Faux Hyper Hathrillian.
Oh, Hyper has.
Go, Midoras, Kangaton and Viprolt. Faux Hyper Hathrillian used Flame Apocalypse. Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 62 damage to Viprolt. Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 50 damage to Midoras. Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 42 damage to Kangaton. Select an action for Kangaton. Attack. Choose Mighty Shurik, Blaze Punch, Ice Punch. Kangaton used Ice Punch. Kangaton has dealt 54 damage to Faux Hyper Hathrillian. Select Choose Earthquake. Midoras used Earthquake. Midoras has dealt 59 damage to Faux Hyper Hathrillian. Select Choose Super Spark. Power Surge. Chomp. Iron Maiden. Viprolt used Iron Maiden. Viprolt has dealt 41 damage to Faux Hyper Hathrillian. Faux Hyper Hathrillian's defense was increased by 1 stage. Faux Hyper Hathrillian used Flame Apocalypse.
No.
Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 62 damage to Viprolt. Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 50 damage to Midoras. Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 40 damage to Kangaton. Select an action for Kangaton. Attack. Choose Spark, Ice, Blaze Punch, Flame, Ice Punch, Ice, and Kangaton used Ice Punch. Kangaton has dealt 37 damage to Faux Hyper Hathrillian. Select Faux Hyper Hathrillian has 50% health. Inventory. Other items. Items. Silver Tonic. Status. Scorch Ointment. 11. Morale. Can. Herb. 4. Revive. 5. UP Boost. Medical Miracle. 16. Select Kangaton. Viprolt. Lenatter. Midoras. Midoras swallowed the Medical Miracle, healing 100 health and curing all ailments. Select an action for Viprolt. Choose Hypermagnet. Super Spark. Elect. Viprolt used Super Spark. Viprolt has dealt 41 damage to Faux Hyper Hathrillian. Faux Hyper Hathrillian used Flame Apocalypse.
Ow, somebody's gonna die. Owie, owie, ow.
Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 62 damage to Viprolt. Viprolt has been defeated. Select Wolfsire.
Give me.
What do you want to go?
Wolfsire.
Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 54 damage to Midoras. Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 40 damage to Kangaton. Select an action for Kangaton. Attack. Chew. Blaze Punch. Ice Punch. Ice. Inventory. Switch. Mud. Can't. Viprolt. Lenader. Attack. Ice Punch. Ice and Fire. Kangaskhan used Ice Punch. Kangaskhan has dealt 39 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Select an action for Midoras. Steel Horn. Earthquake. Midoras used Earthquake. Midoras has dealt 39 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Foe Hyper Hathrillian used Omega Sandstorm. Hathrillian has dealt 102 damage to Kangaskhan. A sandstorm is brewing. Kangaskhan has been defeated. Select the Kangaskhan. Viprol. Lenader. What do you want? Go. Lenader. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 36 damage to Wolfsire. Select an action for Wolfsire. Choose Nightstick. Shadow Claw. Slash. Desecrate. Tactical Rod. Desecrate. Wolfsire used Desecrate. Wolfsire has dealt 24 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Select an action for Midoras. Midoras has 145 out of 1. Steel Horn. Earthquake. Midoras used Earthquake. Midoras has dealt 38 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. The sandstorm continues on the battlefield. 10 damage. Foe Hyper Hathrillian's strength, defense, magic attack, magic defense and speed were increased by 1 stage. Foe Hyper Hathrillian used Plant Apocalypse.
Oh god.
Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 90 damage to Lenader. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 39 damage to Midoras. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 37 damage to Wolfsire. Select an action for Wolfsire. Attack. Inventory. Status. Medical Miracle. Skill. Medical. You. Cancel. Wolf. Go. Lenader. Vibe. Lenader. Lenader swallowed the Medical Miracle, healing 90 health and curing all ailments. Select an action for Lenader. Attack. Chew. Chomp. Charge of Boulder Bash. Slash. Boulder. Lenader used Boulder Bash. Lenader has dealt 7 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Foe Hyper Hathrillian's defense was decreased by 1 stage. Select an foe Hyper Hathrillian. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has 100% health remaining.
No!
Inventory. Attack.
Ay.
Chew. Steel Horn. Earthquake. Midoras used Earthquake. Midoras has dealt 59 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. The sandstorm continues on the battlefield. 10 damage. Foe Hyper Hathrillian used Chaos Chamber.
Oh god, what does this do? No, mommy. No.
Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 21 damage to Wolfsire. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 20 damage to Midoras. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 24 damage to Lenader. Lenader has been poisoned. Select an action for Wolfsire. Attack. Slash. Desecrate. Shadow. Tactical. Nightstick. Wolfsire used Nightstick. The attack missed. Select an action for Lenader. Chew. Slash. Boulder Bash. Charge of Chomp. Earthquake. Earth. Lenader used Earthquake. Lenader has dealt 69 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Lenader suffered 14 damage from poison. Foe Hyper Hathrillian's defense and magic defense were increased by 1 stage. Select an action for Midoras. Chew. Steel. Earthquake. Earth. Physical. Select. Midoras has 86 out of inventory. Status. Medical Miracle. Select the act. Move. You. Kanga. Midoras. Midoras swallowed the Medical Miracle, healing 113 health and curing all ailments. The sandstorm continues on the battlefield. 10 damage. Foe Hyper Hathrillian used Omega Sandstorm. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 42 damage to Lenader. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 35 damage to Wolfsire. Select an action for Wolfsire. Inventory. Status. Medical. Cancel. Ghost. Lenader. Lenader swallowed the Medical Miracle, healing 80 health and curing all ailments. Select an action for Lenader. Chomp. Earthquake. Lenader used Earthquake. Leonardo has dealt 42 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Select and choose. Steep. Earthquake. Midas used Earthquake. Midas has dealt 41 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Foe Hyper Hathrillian's strength and magic attack were increased by 1 stage. The sandstorm continues on the battlefield. 10 damage. Wolfsire has been defeated. Select Wolf Ghost Leonardo. Leonardo, Vipro, Kangaton, Midas, Wolfsire, Ghost Leonardo. What do you over? Select. Go, Ghost Leonardo. Foe Hyper Hathrillian used Chaos Chamber. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 43 damage to Ghost Leonardo. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 29 damage to Midas. Midas has been scorched. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 34 damage to Leonardo. Leonardo has been scorched. Select an action for Leonardo. Attack. Choose. Earthquake. Leonardo used Earthquake. Leonardo has dealt 50 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Leonardo suffered 22 damage from its scorched body. So, foe Hyper Hathrillian has 31% in attack. Element Assault, Boulder Bash, Spirit Fort, Quake, Earth, Dark Fang, Shadow, Element Assault, Boulder Bash, Spirit Fort. Ghost Leonardo used Spirit Force. Ghost Leonardo has dealt 23 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Foe Hyper Hathrillian's defense and magic defense were increased by 1 stage. Select an action for Midas. Midas has 170 out of choose. Steel. Earthquake. Midas used Earthquake. Midas has dealt 32 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Midas suffered 29 damage from its scorched body. The sandstorm continues on the battlefield. The sandstorm has subsided. Foe Hyper Hathrillian used Plant Apocalypse.
Oh god, ow.
Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 116 damage to Ghost Leonardo. Ghost Leonardo has been defeated. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 39 damage to Midas. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 90 damage to Leonardo. Switch man. Inventory. Status. Medical. Skill mit. Cancer. Herb. UP. Medical. Skill mit. Master Herb. UP. Mighty Herb. Max UP. Madam Bo. Curing mit. Skilled Rate. Paralysis. Scorch Oint. Cancel. Herb. Revive. Use. Ghost Leonardo. Viprol. Kangaton.
How much is that? Come on, let's go.
Kangaton has been revived. Go. Kangaton. Leonardo suffered 22 damage from its scorched body. Leonardo has been defeated. Select an action for Midas. Inventory. Status. Revive. UP boot. Medical. Skill medical. Use. Midas. Midas swallowed the medical miracle, healing 97 health and curing all ailments. Foe Hyper Hathrillian used Chaos Chamber. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 28 damage to Midas. Midas has been scorched. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 45 damage to Kangaton. Kangaton has been paralyzed. Select an action for Kangaton. Inventory. Status. Medical. Cancel. Herb. Revive. Viprol. Leonardo. Ghost Leonardo. Leonardo has 0 out of 147. Viprol has 0 out of 145 health. Leonardo.
Oh.
Leonardo has been revived. Go, Leonardo. Select an action for Midas. Attack. Earthquake. Midas used Earthquake. Midas has dealt 32 damage to foe Hyper Hathrillian. Midas suffered 29 damage from its scorched body. Foe Hyper Hathrillian's strength, defense, magic attack, magic defense and speed were increased by 1 stage. Foe Hyper Hathrillian used Omega Sandstorm. Hathrillian has dealt 194 damage to Kangaton. A sandstorm is brewing. Kangaton has been defeated. Foe Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 67 damage to Leonardo. Select inventory. Status. Revive. UP boot. Medical mirror. Use. Ghost. Wolf's cancel. Midas. Kangaton. Viprolt. Leonardo. Leonardo swallowed the medical miracle, healing 140 health and curing all ailments. Select an action for Midas. Attack. Inventory. Status. Medical mirror. Select the character. Midas. Midas swallowed the medical miracle, healing 57 health and curing all ailments. The sandstorm continues on the battlefield. Foe Hyper Hathrillian's strength, defense, magic attack, magic defense and speed were increased by 1 stage. Faux Hyper Hathrillian used Chaos Chamber. Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 54 damage to Lenater. Lenater has been poisoned. Faux Hyper Hathrillian has dealt 44 damage to Midas. Select Faux Hyper Hathrillian has 8% in attack. Earthquake. Lenater used Earthquake. Lenater has dealt 27 damage to Faux Hyper Hathrillian. Lenater suffered 14 damage from poison. Earthquake. Steel. Tunnel. Sludgehammer. Protect. Hold. Earthquake. Steel Horn. Midas used Steel Horn. Midas has dealt 4 damage to Faux Hyper Hathrillian. Wait, Augma, stop this right now. Understand me, Augma, because you obviously can't. Andromeda said, running into the slowly decaying room.
Oh, no more, please.
What did you call me? Augma, she said deliberately. You are not my father, you can't be. I am, he said, his face contorted with agony. Then stop, she said. I can't, he shouted. Sure, you hate me now, but I can make you love me again.
No.
If you die, then you'll die hating me, and I will never be able to live with myself. His voice descended to a venomous whisper. Sweetheart, I just need to finish that meddling fool off. Then the ridiculous notions she's put in your head will all go away. You won't listen, she said, dissolving into tears herself. No, sweetie, you won't listen, he said gently, a kind father softly admonishing bad behavior.
No, sweetie, you won't listen. It's okay, honey, I understand. Get out.
Hathrillian has one more shot to destroy this insect that has infected your mind. The last resort protocol. I will finish this. I won't give up. I won't lose you again, Andy. I won't lose you again. Andromeda turned to me, her eyes red and puffy from crying. Augma gave me an item when he first let me go outside of Requiem. He said if I ever got into trouble, to use it. No, Andy, no. Augma said, a look of horror on his face. It will heal all your Manamon to full health at a point in the next battle. You'll know when to use it. Use it wisely. Mariah received Andromeda's life crystal.
Whoa.
Mariah stored the Andromeda's life crystal in the status pocket. I'll heal up all your Manamon now, too. Your betrayal hurts, Andromeda, Augma said sadly. But you'll understand, soon enough. I'll show you why it has to be this way.
The game is up. This is where you die.
Hathrillian has morphed one final time into a beast Augma calls the Last Resort Protocol.
Alright, so, here's what's gonna happen. This battle is just too epic to talk over, so I won't do that. What I will do is give you the usual outro now. Like, subscribe, and do all that stuff. As you do. And now, without any further delay, let's watch me kick this thing's ass.
Faux Last Resort Protocol. Go, Midas, Kangaton and Viprolt. Faux Last Resort Protocol creates a shield made of some sort of reflective surface. Faux Last Resort Protocol use Final Thunder. Faux Last Resort Protocol has dealt 29 damage to Viprolt. Faux Last Resort Protocol's magic attack was decreased by 2 stages. Select an action for Kangaskhan. Choose Might, Blaze Punch, Ice Punch, Faux Mirror Shield, Faux Mirror. Kangaskhan used Ice Punch. Last Resort Protocol has been primed. Critical. Select an action for Midas. Attack. Choose Earthquake, Earth. Select the top. Faux Mirror Shield and Faux. Select an action. Choose Steel, Tunnel, Earth. Tunnel, Earth. Sludge, Tunnel, Steel. Select Faux Mirror Shield. Faux Last. Midas used Steel Horn. Midas has dealt 0 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Select an action for Viprolt. Choose Super Spark. Faux Last Resort. Viprolt used Super Spark. Viprolt has dealt 0 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Faux Last Resort Protocol used Final Dragon. Faux Last Resort Protocol has dealt 18 damage to Midas. Faux Last Resort Protocol's magic attack was decreased by 2 stages. Faux Last Resort Protocol's negative stat changes have been restored due to its rearm ability. Choose Spark Punch, Electric and Faux Mirror Shield. Faux Mirror Shield has 70%. Faux Last Resort. Kangaskhan used Spark Punch. Kangaskhan has dealt 0 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Select Choose Tunnel, Earth, Sludge Hammer. Select Faux Mirror Shield. Midas used Sludge Hammer. Midas has dealt 0 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Select Choose Power Surge, Chomp, Chat, Iron Maiden. Select Faux Mirror, Faux Last Viprolt used Iron Maiden. Viprolt has dealt 0 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Faux Last Resort Protocol used Contained Quake. Critical. Faux Last Resort Protocol has dealt 160 damage to Midas. Faux Last Resort Protocol's strength was decreased by 2 stages. Select an action for Kangaskhan. Attack. Choose Family Duo. Spark Punch. Family Duo. Faux Mirror Shield. Faux Last Resort. Kangaskhan used Family Duo. 0 damage. Kangaskhan has dealt 0 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Faux Mirror Shield has been defeated. Select an action for Midas. Choose Sludge. Protect. Earthquake. Midas used Earthquake. Midas has dealt 53 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Select an action for Viprolt. Inventory. Status. Medical Miracle. Lenater. Viprolt. Kangaskhan. Midas. Midas swallowed the Medical Miracle, healing 178 health and curing all ailments. Faux Last Resort Protocol used Final Thunder. Faux Last Resort Protocol has dealt 77 damage to Kangaskhan. Faux Last Resort Protocol's magic attack was decreased by 2 stages. Select an action for Kangaskhan. Attack. Choose a Mighty Shuriken. Kangaskhan used Mighty Shuriken. Critical. Kangaskhan has dealt 77 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Select an action for Midas. Attack. Choose a move. Earthquake. Midas used Earthquake. Midas has dealt 57 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Select an action for Viprolt. Attack. Choose a move. Iron Maiden. Viprolt used Iron Maiden. Viprolt has dealt 42 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Faux Last Resort Protocol used Final Dragon. Critical. Faux Last Resort Protocol has dealt 40 damage to Viprolt. Faux Last Resort Protocol's magic attack was decreased by 2 stages. Faux Last Resort Protocol's negative stat changes have been restored due to its rearm ability. Select an action for Kangaskhan. Choose a Blade. Mighty Shuriken. Family Duo. Kangaskhan used Family Duo. 19 damage. Kangaskhan has dealt 11 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Select Steel Horn. Earthquake. Midas used Earthquake. Midas has dealt 54 damage to Faux Last Resort Protocol. Faux Last Resort Protocol has 46%. Select an action for Viprolt. Inventory. Status. Medical Miracle. Skill Missed. Medical. Select Inventory. Attack. Chomp. Viprolt used Chomp. Viprolt has dealt 25 damage to Foe Last Resort Protocol. Foe Last Resort Protocol used Vulnerability Protocol.
This is where you die.
Magic damage. Foe Last Resort Protocol has dealt 162 damage to Kangaskhan. Foe Last Resort Protocol's magic attack was decreased by 3 stages. Kangaskhan has been defeated. Select Kangaskhan, Viprolt, Lenotter. What do you want to do with Go, Lenotter? Foe Last Resort Protocol's negative stat changes have been restored due to its rearm ability. Foe Last Resort Protocol places a bomb box on the field. Select Inventory, Attack, Steel Horn, Steel, Earthquake, Earth, Physical, Protect, Holy, Sludge Hammer, Tunnel, Earth, Steel Horn, Foe Bomb Box. Foe Last Resort Protocol. Mitras used Steel Horn. Mitras has dealt 55 damage to Foe Last Resort Protocol. Select an action for Viprolt. Attack. Iron Maiden. Foe Last Resort. Viprolt used Iron Maiden. Viprolt has dealt 45 damage to Foe Last Resort Protocol. Foe Last Resort Protocol's defense was increased by 1 stage. Foe Last Resort Protocol restored 29 health. Foe Last Resort Protocol used Contained Quake. Foe Last Resort Protocol has dealt 60 damage to Lenotter. Foe Last Resort Protocol's strength was decreased by 2 stages. Select an action for Lenotter. Attack. Chomp. Charge of Fury. Boulder Bat. Slash. Foe Bomb Box. Lenotter used Slash. Lenotter has dealt 29 damage to Foe Last Resort Protocol. Select an action for Mitras. Chew. Tunnel. Sludge Hammer. Protect. Mitras used Protect. Select an action for Viprolt. Attack. Choose Hypermagnet. Iron Maiden. Foe Last Resort Protocol. Foe Last Resort Protocol has 24%. Viprolt used Iron Maiden. Viprolt has dealt 30 damage to Foe Last Resort Protocol. Foe Last Resort Protocol restored 29 health. Foe Last Resort Protocol used Vulnerability Protocol.
This is where you die.
Water damage. Foe Last Resort Protocol has dealt 126 damage to Lenotter. Foe Last Resort Protocol's magic attack was decreased by 3 stages. Lenotter has been defeated. Select the Wolfsire. What do you want to do with Overview? Select Go, Wolfsire. Foe Last Resort Protocol's negative stat changes have been restored due to its rearm ability. Select an action for Mitras. Choose Earthquake, Earth, Protect, Holy, Earthquake, Steel Horn, Foe Bomb Box. Mitras used Steel Horn. Mitras has dealt 110 damage to Foe Bomb Box. Select an action for Viprolt. Choose Hypermagnet, Electric, Iron Maiden. Select Foe Bomb Box. Viprolt used Iron Maiden. Viprolt has dealt 120 damage to Foe Bomb Box. Foe Last Resort Protocol restored 29 health. Foe Bomb Box detonates. Foe Bomb Box has dealt massive damage to Viprolt. Viprolt has been defeated. Select the mana. Kangaskhan, Viprolt, Lenotter, Ghost Lenotter. What do you want to do? Overview. Select. Go, Ghost Lenotter. Foe Bomb Box has dealt massive damage to Mitras. Mitras has been defeated. Foe Bomb Box has dealt massive damage to Wolfsire. Foe Bomb Box suffered 437 damage from the backlash. Wolfsire has been defeated. Foe Bomb Box has been defeated. Foe Last Resort Protocol used Contained Quake. Foe Last Resort Protocol has dealt 59 damage to Ghost Lenotter. Foe Last Resort Protocol's strength was decreased by 2 stages. Foe Last Resort Protocol restored 29 health. Foe Last Resort Protocol used Vulnerability Protocol.
This is where you die.
Water damage. Foe Last Resort Protocol has dealt 162 damage to Ghost Lenotter. Foe Last Resort Protocol's magic attack was decreased by 3 stages. Ghost Lenotter has been defeated.